And the first game was, of course, a friendly against Lesotho, which they lost 0-0. And it was like, oh my God, wow. This is going to be bad. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's episode of The Corner Flag. And you are here with your favorite host, Deshane. And we are here at Islo Studios once again, so you know where to be. If you're a media person and you're in Pretoria and you definitely need a plug, we'll definitely sauce you up on all of that. And we are talking Afcon again today, and we'll be analyzing why did Bafana do so well in the Afcon, right? I don't think anybody expected them to have a run like this, but we will be uncovering exactly how it is that they managed to attain the third place position. And if it is your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and let's get the community growing. Road to 500, let's go baby. I thank you all for your support, and please let's keep the community growing. And we are going to go ahead and start with the video. So even before Afcon started, it was a problem, right? Afcon was about to start. Bafana had to prepare, and the first game was, of course, a friendly against Lesotho, which they lost 0-0. And it was like, oh my God, wow. This is gonna be bad. We all anticipated how bad it was gonna be based on that 0-0 result. So not too much hope. And then we look at the squad selection as well. There are a few players that were absolutely missing, of course. We're looking at players like Kanyiso Mayo. Everyone thought he should have gotten a shout, but he didn't, unfortunately. Ashley Dupree, all of the Kaizer Chiefs fans were, pitchforks, and stakes and thinking, hey, our boy should be there, but he wasn't. And if you're looking over abroad as well, there are players like Kabumelo Kodisang, who plays out in Portugal. I thought he would have been brought along Pepe Lesotho because, they both play in Portugal, but wrong was I. So he wasn't there either. And of course, our contingent that plays out in America, I'm talking about Njabulo Blom, Wongweku Shafangwane, Cassius Mailula. Is there anyone else I'm forgetting? Well, I guess Tigin Tabeleng is there, but he's never really made a Bafana appearance before. And Oluetu Makanya, that's his name. So Oluetu Makanya also, but he's 19 though, right? And he didn't really get much game time, last season, let alone now. So yeah, it was the off season out in America, and our boys from America didn't make it to this one as well. So it looked like our squad was kind of thin, to be honest, right? And then, disaster struck. Lebo Motiba got injured. Lyle Foster, on the other hand, went through some issues. And now our two top strikers are not with us, just before Afcon. And the situation keeps getting worse. So you could really think, I didn't really blame South Africans when they were thinking, wow, this might not be a good Afcon for us at all. We are definitely in for this one. There are still a lot of South Africans who feel a little bit hurt about this whole Lyle Foster situation. I've been seeing on the Burnley Facebook page as well. Some of the fans are saying, hey, you can keep Lyle, he didn't come through for us. And they felt betrayed. They really felt betrayed because we really needed Lyle. And Burnley needed him too. Let's be honest, they need him too. They're fighting relegation. So he was caught in a really weird position right now. And the fact that there's so much abuse heading towards him, I don't think that's going to help his what he's going through right now, the mental issues. So I think let's be patient with him. We are going to do a full video just analyzing that whole situation with Lyle Foster. That was also a situation where there was, a negative for South Africa going into this whole Afcon situation. So then, he announces his squad, and a few South Africans are not really convinced. Junior Kanya was saying, we are there just to add numbers. We're not really going to do much. And wrong was he. But you could understand why he was thinking that way, right? We drew, and first game at the Afcon, we go up against Mali. And they beat us 2-0. And we're thinking, okay, cool. We might really be there just to add numbers. We might really be there just to add numbers indeed at this Afcon. But they were the stronger team. Bafana didn't really show much in that game. It looked like they respected Mali and expected them to win. And that's exactly what happened. And the second game came around, coming up against Namibia. And this time around, I think Hugo Bruce did something in the change room, spoke to them a little bit, and the boys came out with guns blazing, and they absolutely destroyed Namibia 4-0. Themba Zwane grabbing a man of the match performance in that one, and also coming away with 2 goals indeed. And we're all happy, like, yo, okay, they know what they're doing, these boys. You know, Bafana is there. That was the second game, and the third game, we came up against Tunisia, and we drew 0-0. And this is a game where we frustrated the Tunisians. Bafana played well in that game. We came up as the draw. So all in all, they finished second in the group. Mali, of course, topping the group in first. Bafana going up in second, and Namibia qualifying in the third position as a best placed third team. The games were on in that case, of course. Bafana was about to face Morocco in this Afcon tie in the last 16. And yeah, I think a lot of South Africans were scared at that one. I mean, Morocco is the best team in Africa at this point. Had just went to a semi-final out in the World Cup. They have stars like Ashraf Hakimi. There was all to play for in this one. Bafana, of course, showing their character, and they won 2-0 in that game against Morocco. Tebo Mokoena, I believe he was the man of the match in that one, scoring a brilliant free kick. A brilliant free kick. Probably one of the goals that, had it not been for Bebe, probably he would have been one of the contenders for goal of the tournament. So it was a fantastic game from the South Africans, beating Morocco 2-0 and advancing on to the quarterfinal of this Titan clash, and coming up against a team that was playing absolutely magnificent football in this competition. Talking about Cape Verde. And yeah, they were one of the underdogs in this whole competition, but they were one of the teams to watch. Them, Mauritania, I guess South Africa, we can put them in there as well. Namibia also, they might have went out, I believe, in the last 16, but they achieved and broke a lot of records based on their previous performances in all of the other Afcon competitions. So congratulations to them. Cape Verde coming up unlucky against South Africa and going up to penalties. Ronald Williams became the hero, of course, saving 4 penalties and taking his team to the semi-final of the competition, where they would go on to face Nigeria. I would say that Cape Verdeans would have felt a little bit heartbroken by this. They deserved to win. They played the better of the 2 teams, I would say, but they were just unlucky in this whole situation. I think, we also got highlighted to the fact that, before you get married, if you're African, go visit Cape Verde, make a few decisions that side, because my lord, so yeah, it was cool. The Cape Verdeans showing up and giving a great performance in the Afcon competition, but coming up unlucky against Bafana, as you said. Bafana going up against Nigeria in this other team, in the next match, I would say. And yeah, it was a scary match. I think it was one of those matches where it was truly a superstar versus synergy and teamwork type situation, right? I think I saw an article where they mentioned the values of the 2 teams, and Nigeria, we are looking at almost, it was about 350 million, and if we're looking at Bafana, we're looking closer to about 38-40 million, and that's the value of the squad. So Nigeria, of course, the squad, the value of the squad almost being 5 times the value of South Africa's squad. And the Nigerians were feeling very confident about this match. They were talking all sorts of smack, like we're taking you Ama Piano, before the match. And it was a tough match. I'll say Bafana was the better of the 2 teams in this competition. But the same way they had beaten Cape Verde, they were the better team, but ended up losing on penalties. It was the end of the road for Bafana, I guess. Well, not necessarily on the road, because they still had to play a 3rd place playoff against DR Congo. And yeah, man, they played really, really well. They wanted it. There were some players that really raised their hands on that one. They showed a lot of character, and I think it was all done to Bafana in this one. We didn't really think they'd get as far as they got, but the fact that they got a medal and they got a respectable position in the Afcon speaks volumes about what they did. Ivory Coast, of course, coming out the winners and the overall competition. Very unconvincing in the beginning. But they did, of course, come up against wins against teams like, Senegal, for example, which I thought they were going to lose to. So very, very well done to the Ivorians, beating Nigeria 2-1, I believe. Didier Drogba was absolutely jubilating with excitement with that one. So yeah, I guess it worked out the way it was supposed to work out. And Bafana, I guess we'll answer the question we asked in the beginning of this video. Why did they do so well? And the reason why they did so well is actually pretty simple. Hugo Bruce was very smart with this, and he went for synergy, right? He chose majority team that played for Sundowns, which is the best performing team in South Africa for the past few years, of course. These are players that are used to playing with each other. It was a little bit of a challenge for them because as much as they had Sundowns in the goalkeeping, midfielding department, the forwards weren't Sundowns forwards. So it really showed in the tournament because, you know, in large parts of the game, and in large part of the matches, and why South Africa went to penalty so much was the inability to convert, chances. Evidence Makgopa was there, but he only really had two good games, if you ask me. The game against was it Nigeria? The game against Nigeria, he played very well. I'd say he played very well against Nigeria. In the previous game, also against DR Congo, he was decent. But in other games, not so much. Presita as well didn't really show up too much in this tournament. But he worked hard though. He worked really, really hard. I think he was played out of position and was mainly played defensively. He didn't really have an opportunity to show his stuff. Hard work, but didn't really have the best of tournaments. If you're being honest. Bafana, mainly Sundowns players. It did show in the strike force that they didn't have their strikers in the form of like Shalulile or Ribeiro or whoever it is that is usually there to finish those opportunities. But it was really, really good enough for them to keep advancing, and the teamwork was great. There's some standout performance in this whole entire competition where people like Tebo Mokoena, Themba Zwane was also magnificent in this competition. Rangekana was a hero, got a red card, but he was very solid at the back, and so was Mutobi Mvala as well. Who else, man? Evidence Makgopa, as I said, showed up towards the latter part of the tournament, but I will be honest, wasn't convincing in the beginning parts of it. Presita, as I said, was unconvincing as well. Thapelo Morena gave a lot of energy. He was very, very impressive, but he lacked concentration sometimes, So let's be honest about that. Khuliso Modao was absolutely magnificent throughout the whole tournament. Not much and not many got past him in this whole thing. Obiri Mudiba did well, but there were some games where, So yeah, those are some stand-up performance. Well done to the boys. I do think we do need to come up with a better strategy coming up for the next competitions and the qualifiers as well. We need to get a few of our overseas players back in as well. But overall, I think we're all really, really happy with the performance that Bafana gave. I don't think we expected much from them, and with what they did, I don't think we can complain at all. And well done in other departments as well. Ronan Williams deservedly winning goalkeeper of the tournament, getting the Golden Glove, and Bafana getting the Fair Play Award for getting the least amount of red cards and yellow cards and fouls and stuff. So well done to the boys. It was a great Afcon. Congratulations to Cote d'Ivoire for winning it, and they hosted it magnificently. So well done to those. Unlucky to the Super Eagles, but they showed their stuff, man. Getting to second place is nothing to scoff at. So well done to those. DR Congo as well showed their mettle. So well done to them. And yeah, this brings us to the end of our video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do subscribe, share the video, and yeah, let's get the community growing. Road to 500. Let's get it, baby. And I'll see you in the next episode of The Corner Flag.